the 2G licenses have been cancelled. That's one of the issues that was taken into account. That was one of the key issues that was to be decided by the Supreme Court. 122 licenses issued in that controversial allocation, because of which you had the 2G scam and the loss to the exchequer, according to the Comptroller Auditor General. Those licenses have been cancelled by the Supreme Court. So a very strong message coming out, if we can pick up from that court. And Chidambaram's matter, as far as P. Chidambaram's matter, it's been referred to the trial court. These are bits of information that we are picking up, initial bits of information coming from inside the courtroom. So the process of pronouncing the judgment, the verdict on those critical cases has begun. The information we are getting so far, and this is going to be a huge blow to the corporates who bid, and later several foreign international companies which took stakes in those corporates on the basis of the 2G licenses that they've got. 122 licenses that were issued during the 2G allocations will be cancelled. That's the initial bit of information that's coming in. Also, P. Chidambaram's case, the case on whether he should also be probed in the 2G case, will be referred to the trial court, which will be with Justice O.P. Saini. Remember, Justice O.P. Saini has adjourned the court till Monday, when he was perhaps waiting to see what happens in the Supreme Court and then pronounce his sort of go ahead on that case in the Patiala House Court. So that would now completely shift focus to the trial court. So no complete end to that controversy around Chidambaram. The key point here so far is that 122 licenses have been cancelled. So Bhupen, your thoughts on this?
Yes, Viragam, 122 licenses being cancelled. That was one of the petitions which was moved both by Prashant Bhushan as well as Subramanian Swamy, because they had contended that if Mr. Raja, the telecom minister, was behind bars for allegedly flouting rules and wrongly implementing policies, then those who had benefited from those policies must also be acted against. So the court seems to have taken this decision that all these 122 licenses must be cancelled. But this may well not be the end of the litigation, because we're talking about some big names in the corporate sector. All of them will be looking at the finer print of this judgment, and who knows, perhaps we're in for another extended round of litigation. Even in course of the arguments, when we had seen the lawyers arguing on behalf of the corporates, they had taken this position that why should they be singled out if the money that has been made by the minister. The second point, which is on the role of Mr. Chidambaram, I think that's also an equally significant point.
Bhupen, the key point here, as we know, as facts stand at the moment after the verdict is out, in terms of corporate fallout, this is going to be massive. This is going to be huge. 122 licenses that were issued in that controversial 2G allocation cancelled. Now, let's leave that point aside. In terms of P. Chidambaram, how do we interpret this? This means that Justice O.P. Saini, who is hearing the 2G case and the trial going on, will have to take the final decision on whether or not Chidambaram needs to be probed in this matter.
Well, what this really means is that while some may say that this is a temporary relief of sorts for Mr. Chidambaram, but this also means that the question has been left open. What will be the future of Mr. Chidambaram? Should he be named as a co-accused or not in the 2G scam? That was the question which was put before the CBI court. And Justice Saini now will have the pass, because the Supreme Court now has decided to refer this matter back to the trial court. And this is something which was speculated extensively over the past few days, that if this matter is being heard by the CBI court, why should the Supreme Court pronounce a verdict at this stage? The fact that the court has said that this matter be taken back to the trial court means that Mr. Subramanian Swamy will take this back to the trial court, and he'll once again argue his case there that Mr. Chidambaram should be named as a co-accused in the 2G scam, and his role must be investigated by the CBI. So this is not the end of anyone's woes. This is not the end of trouble for the UPA or for Mr. Chidambaram by any stretch of imagination. What this really means is that the focus now once again goes back to the trial court. If any verdict would have been delivered by the Supreme Court today with finality, that would have meant some either a permanent relief or a permanent setback for Mr. Chidambaram. That has not happened. What this really means is that the entire matter has been referred back to the trial court, and Mr. Chidambaram's worries, his concerns, the UPA's anxiousness, all that remains.